If you told me you could only do 3 exercises to jump higher, and if you did 4 you would die, here are the 3 I would give. Power cleans, by far my favorite movement to do in the weight room, and in most cases the best movement you could do in the weight room. There's a very good reason why you see Olympic lifters jump a lot higher than other lifters, like powerlifters and bodybuilders. Take a look at this Korean weightlifting team jumping on a lot of plates. While box jumps aren't the best way to measure someone's vertical, to be able to jump on this height of a box still requires a damn good vertical. The reason why power cleans are so good is because it loads and trains the triple extension, which is extension in the hips, knees, and the ankles, and it loads them in a very power focused way. The bar speed during a power clean reaches speeds way faster than a barbell squat or deadlift could ever reach, reaching speeds up to 1.3 meters per second. That's pretty fast. So this is a perfect exercise for training RFD, rate of force development, since we're moving weight really fast. Combine that with the catch, which is heavily eccentrically loaded, and you'll have yourself a really good exercise for any sport that requires a high force output like jumping and sprinting. Something similar that people do are hex bar jumps. I used to do hex bar jumps, but the reason I like power cleans more is because it's easier to progressive overload. Sure, with the hex bar jump you could jump with more weight each time, but more likely than not the bar is not moving as fast as it was when it was lighter, and you're also not jumping as high. So is it really progressive overload if your performance is dipping? With power cleans you need a certain amount of power each time to get the bar up to your shoulders, which is easily measurable. I usually train in sets of 4 to 7 in reps of 1 to 5, so generally in low volume. Number 2 are back squats, the staple exercise for leg strength, and probably one of the first exercises you think of in regards to jumping higher. This might be cheating, but the reason I like back squats is because there's so many variations you could do with them. So many different versions of back squats that trains different things. If you just want to increase your max force, then you can do 6x3 full depth back squats with 90% of your 1 rep max, or you could train in different joint angles, like in half squats or quarter squats, to promote strength from that jump specific joint angle, or pin squats, where you're resting the bar and you're prioritizing concentric power, or very slow eccentrics to get stronger during the down phase of a jump, or maybe fast squats to focus on fast deceleration and using that to explode concentrically. There's so many things you could do with a back squat that in some cases, different variations of it is all you need to improve. And because there are so many different variations of it that train different things, some type of back squat can be programmed in every training block. Simply put, whatever back squat you do, you will be training the anterior and posterior chain, the quads and the glutes, which is really good for jumping higher. And unfortunately, you're not working as much of the hamstrings, which are also important from jumping higher. But hey, I only got 3 exercises. And the third exercise I would give you are max jumping. Yep, I did it again. I'm gonna say it again. Because it's still very common where people ask me what the best plyometric exercise is, or the best exercise in the weight room to increase their vertical is, but there's no need to look any further than what you're actually training for. Performing reps of max jumping is the best thing to do to jump higher, just like performing reps of sprinting is the best way to sprint faster. Aiming to touch something really high, whether it's the rim, the backboard, dunking, or even just trying to touch a high ceiling or a ledge. No matter what, when you're using all your effort when performing these, you're gonna see a lot of neuromuscular adaptations the more reps you do. I would also suggest you record yourself when jumping and watching it over and over again and comparing it to elite jumpers and dunkers. Even just bettering your technique will get you a few inches higher. But sometimes traditional approaches aren't the best thing for everybody. And the more you perform max jumping, the better your technique will get subconsciously. Your body will adapt to the type of stimulus it's being exposed to, aka max jumping. So the more you do them, the better you'll get at it, and the more your body will be comfortable with doing them. There's no specific rep range I would do these in, but I do have a separate day just to perform max jumps, and I keep performing them until I see my performance start to dip. So if I see myself not jumping as high, I just cut it short, which lasts me about an hour. And those are the 3 exercises I would give you if you had only 3 exercises to do forever. All of these are pretty high intensity, so I wouldn't recommend doing them every day. Keep in mind that just because you could do these 3 exercises and see progress, doesn't mean you should only stick to these 3 exercises. There's a lot of exercises and movements that are being neglected from these 3 exercises, like a hip hinge pattern or some type of calf raise. There's no hamstring work or calves work, nothing to promote stiffness in the tendons. There's so many movements that tie in with these 3 exercises that will help you see even more progress when programmed together properly. But yeah, that's all. Make sure to leave a comment. I'll make sure to answer all of them. All right, later.